Hi there, how are you? This is me, Sonia Says, coming back with module number 4 on our quest to living our best life, right? And if you haven't had a chance to look at the first 3 videos, the first 3 modules, then please go to my bio website. The link is in the description. And the videos are on my YouTube channel, my Facebook page, and on Instagram. Okay? All right, so let's continue today with module number 4, transitioning to your life purpose, and then your next steps. Okay, and I'm hoping you had a good day. And on my last video, I know I uploaded it late. That's because I had issues with my computer. I still have issues with my computer. I'm using a different one, and I'm hoping to have it all fixed and straightened out over the weekend. Okay, so I hope forgive me for having been late. Okay, I know I'm supposed to be calling every Monday and Thursday, and so this one will go up on Friday. Okay, all right. And the weather here is super cold. I'm on the East Coast. Freezing, yes, in the teens, right? At night in the single digits. So, yeah, definitely cold. But no more snow so far. Only a little bit. So we're good. We're good to go. So, anyhow, let's continue. Transitioning to your life purpose. It says the grind doesn't end once you discover your purpose. And we went through defining our purpose and then actually finding our purpose, right? But now it says it doesn't end right there, okay? It says the next step in the process is to transition to your life purpose. So there's a step that you have to take to transition, right? It says this means making changes, perhaps lots of changes. So how do you make that transition? Well, let's see. And are you ready to make those changes? First of all, it says you need to set your goals. If you hear that noise, the little clink cling and all that, that's my little doggy. He's sitting right here as he always is while I'm doing the video, okay? All right. So first of all, now you need to set your goals. It says, if there are no goals or aims, your purpose is useless. It says it's just an ideology that is not being put into action. And we don't want that to be a useless purpose, right? No. We want to put the action behind all the work that we did to find our purpose, right? Okay. It says you have to give life to this purpose. The transition state, it says, is when you need to plan how you're going to show your purpose to others. Because I'm sure your purpose is some type of service to others, right? So how are you going to show up? To show them that you're here, that you're ready, right? It says, there's a quote it gives that says, though no one can go back and make a brand new start, anyone can start from now on, from right now, to have a brand new ending. So how about that? That may be the case in your case. It was the way in my case. I couldn't go back, right? Too much has happened back there, right? But I could start where I was and then work towards a brand new ending. And that's what I'm doing, right? I started, been a few years now, with my life coaching business, and I'm working towards a much better ending, right? Even though, I didn't start way back when I was younger, but I started now. There's always a good time to start, right? And then to work towards an awesome ending. So it says, it gives an example of, suppose you want to be a blogger. If that's your purpose, it says, for example, if you've discovered that your purpose is to blog and inspire others, what are you going to do about inspiring others? How are you going to go about it? And are you going to be start a self-help blog? It says, is your aim to be a fashion inspiration to others? Whatever it is going to be, now the work starts, right? Now you have to put in the action. You have to start writing over whatever it is entails as far as your purpose, right? Yes. It says you also have to have the vision, right, of your life purpose. What's it looking like? When you went in through all the asking questions about defining your purpose, why you want to do this, why don't want to do another thing, but you want to do this particular thing? Remember, you did all that questioning yourself? It says, now you got to have that vision, right? And I'm sure you had that in your mind when you were asking all these questions and then answering them, right? You had some type of vision in mind. So keep that in mind, okay? It says, if you have a well-defined goal and your purpose is clear to you, then the journey becomes way easier. So you did all this work about defining your purpose and actually finding it, right? So now it says your journey will be a lot easier because you already have the defined purpose. You have that vision in your mind, what it's going to look like, right? So hopefully you did all that work, asking yourself all the questions, right? And that you defined your purpose. Then you have that vision, and it'll be easier to transition now to your purpose. It says, without a goal, you're just wandering around aimlessly, and without that vision. It says, and eventually you're going to end up losing your purpose, your drive, and your dream. Because it's just in your head. It's good to have that vision in your head, but now you got to do the work to get it out there in front of the people that you wanted to be in front of, right? Okay, it says, tell yourself that going back to the example of being a blogger, it says, tell yourself that getting 10,000 readers on your blog will be the reward for all of your hard work. And wouldn't that be awesome? 10,000 readers, that's a pretty good number, right? So tell yourself that that's who's going to read your blog. And that's going to be your reward for all the hard work you're going to do now to transition to your purpose. It says this will keep you motivated in your transition. It says you might not achieve exactly what you want, but that's okay. You're still at the beginning, right? It says at least you've started the transitioning process, and you will get there sooner or later. Now it goes into some things that may be stopping you. It says the fear factor. The major reason why most people fail to transition to their purpose is fear. The fear of disappointing yourself and those around you, or the fear of not being good enough. And we've all been there. I've been there, thinking I'm just not good enough, right? Who am I to think I can do this, right? You might have those thoughts. That fear will creep in, okay? And it also says there are those questions that are going to hang over your head like swords because you want to know, is it going to make me enough money? Am I going to be really good at what as good as I thought I was going to be? Will I disappoint my family, my friends, myself? And is my purpose a higher purpose? Will it even matter that I, transition to this particular purpose? It says those questions hang over your head like swords, right? Like they're ready to chop you down, right? But never fear, okay? It says, however, don't let the fear of judgment, rejection, and disliking stop you from your true self. This is for you, remember? It's for you to live a fulfilled life. That purpose, right? You came up with the purpose because you looked at yourself, you asked those questions because you didn't have fulfillment, and you defined the purpose. You saw something maybe that comes easy to you, right? So you started it. Don't let nobody stop you now, not even that fear of judgment and rejection, because it's for you, remember? Your true self who came up with this purpose, right? So don't let it stop you, that fear, okay? It says, when you are transitioning to your purpose, things won't always be easy. And we've already discussed that, right? It's not going to be easy. There will be times when you may want to go back to your previous miserable, meaningless life. You might get there saying, oh, dang, I didn't know it was going to be like this, right? Let me go back to just, taking things easy. Go back to that comfort zone where it felt good, right? But just remember, it says, remember why you started looking for your purpose. because you were in that comfort zone, yeah, but something was missing. Remember? You weren't fulfilled. So you started looking for a purpose. Keep that in mind, okay? So there will be times where you may want to go back, but keep it in mind that there was a reason why you started on this journey. So then keep going, okay? It says, if things were going to be easy, then everyone would be doing it. What's the point of doing anything that's unbelievably easy? What is the point to that? We don't want things to be too easy, because how's it going to fulfill you? If anybody can go on, and do it, right? Remember, we found in the previous modules that it's hard work that you're going to have to put forth, and effort. That's worthwhile, right? So we don't want things to be too easy. No, because like it says, everybody would go ahead and do it. We have all these people doing all this stuff out there, but they wouldn't stick with it because it was too easy, and it doesn't give you fulfillment, right? So it also says again, don't be afraid of the fear of change, which stops a lot of people. Okay? It says the fear of leaving your old life behind is what pushes you away from your purpose. And sometimes, we do want to go back. It says, there are so many people who have their purpose right in front of their eyes, but they're too scared to keep holding it in their vision and to just do it, right? So we don't want to be those. And I'm sure you may know family members or even co-workers, maybe even your parents or some other, family member that's older. And you hear them say, oh, I had all this dream to do this and do that. I never did it because I was too scared, right? We don't want to have to say that at the end. No. Okay? So it says, remind yourself why you took the first step. Whenever you want to, don't leave, that old life behind. You want to stay in it. Remind yourself why you took that first step. Because that's what's going to keep you going, it says. And you're going to have those naysayers around you that are going to say, oh, why you keep doing this? It's not going to work, blah, 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 right? Don't listen to it. It may take a few effort for you not to listen to it. And it may take a little time because they're always going to be there, right? But just keep going and don't listen to them, right? Okay. It says, you may even have fear of deteriorating relationships that may interfere with you transitioning to your purpose. But it says, what you need to remember is those people that are really sincere about you and love you, they're going to be there to support you. Okay? And once you let go of all those fears, then your transitioning process will be much easier. And you realize that there's nothing that's holding you back from achieving your purpose, because things are going along smoothly once you let go of all those naysayers and all those bad thoughts, right? And all that wanting to go back to the easy stuff. It'll be a lot easier to transition because nothing's going to hold you back. It says your current reality has formed a comfort zone around you. Yeah, it has. But that's exactly what you need to get out of. Yes, you do. You need to get out of that comfort zone that's holding you back right now. It says you can only transition to your purpose once you leave your comfort zone. Okay? So, don't let no one stop you, right? Whatever it is that they're saying, don't let yourself stop you by being afraid, right? And get out of your comfort zone. No matter how uncomfortable it feels, get out of your comfort zone. It's worth it at the end. That awesome ending that you're planning now, right? It's worth it, yes. Okay. Now, how exactly are we going to make the transition? It says, this is the big question. Finding your purpose seems like an easier task compared to this, right? It was easier to just be in your head to think about it, right? What can I do? Why am I going to do this? And all this thinking, right? You didn't have to put forth no action. But it says, when you're trying to find your purpose, you're just looking into yourself. But now that you found your purpose, you need to do the action, right? It says it requires you to do something more than just contemplating. It says financials are very important. That's one for instance, right? It says part of the reason why most people do not go for their dream job is because their dream job doesn't earn them enough money. So the question is always about money. Well, do you make enough to support yourself? And you do have to support yourself, right? And a lot of times they feel like it's not going to make me enough money. So they stop, okay? But it says if you want to transition to your true purpose, you need to have a financial purpose as well. It says, how are you going to eat and live for the time that your passion is not earning any money? So while you're just at the beginning, like you're doing your blog, at the beginning it's not going to earn you any money, but you have to have something in place to keep you going so that you can pay your bills, so that you can eat, right? Yeah. It says, so you need to plan before you transition into the purpose. You got to have a plan, a financial plan, okay? And it says do it in steps. It says get a part-time job maybe that can pay the bills, and at the other times you can work on your purpose. Or it says you can stay in your present job and just work part-time on your purpose, right? Take a little time to work on it every day. It says you can always leave your current job once the blog is earning enough money. So as your blog makes more and more progress and you get all those 10,000 followers, right? You're making more and more money, and then eventually you'll be able to leave your job. It says it will be hard to balance the two. So you're going to have to leave one or the other because it may be hard to balance the two, right? Once you are making enough money to support yourself with your blog, because no doubt it's going to take up a lot more time too, right? So you're going to have to let go of one or the other, okay? But that's what the purpose was in getting started, right? Is in what finding your purpose so that you can let go of your job eventually, okay? And it'll be much more fulfilling once you arrive at that place where your purpose is enough money to keep you going, right? Yeah. Now it says to be successful though, in transitioning, it says you need to have systems in place. It says you may need a website, you may need photo editors, and it says to get in touch with other people in the field to guide you. So get to know some people who maybe have blogs already, or follow those who have and see how they do it. Not to copy, but just to see how their systems are working, right? Because I'm sure when they started, they followed someone else. Okay, it says look around to find people like you. Maybe you have friends, or maybe you have someone else that you'll be meeting when you go to meetups, or some of those things that you go to. Sorry about that, but the word escapes me right now. But you go to where other people are going to, right? To find people who do similar things, and you can make friends, right? And you can help each other. That's what it's saying. Socialize with them and make it like a small family, like a group, right? And it says you can be supportive of each other, okay? And you may also have to be more visible on social media, because it says you can't hide yourself away. You got to make yourself visible. You got to put yourself out there, right? Just like artists, musicians, people, they put themselves out there so people know that they're there, right? So you have to do the same thing. And it says slowly, yet eventually, it says you will get there, putting all those steps into action, right? It says that then the transition process is just as fulfilling as the final result. So it says give your undivided attention to that purpose. So even the process can be fulfilling, just like the end result will be, right? Because you're going to learn so much. I learned so much on the process of being a life coach, and all the, the different people I met and the different things I had to put into place. Yeah. It was definitely educational. Yeah. So you may find that as well by getting together with people who have the same kind of mindset, and you can learn from them and they can guide you. Okay. Now, your next step, it says, living purposefully is one of the most, if not the most, enjoyable experience that you can have in life. And it says, you know that when you live with a purpose, because your life is flowing. And that's what we want to get to, right? When our life just flows. But we're living our purpose and we have fulfillment in life. And the life just flows, right? Yeah, that's what we want to get to. It says, on the way, you're able to carve your own way as you pass through the ups and downs. It's not going to be totally without ups and downs. Okay? Life does still happen, and we have to deal with things that come up. But it says, your purpose is what's holding you strong. Okay? Because you're not going to lose sight of that purpose. It's going to always stay in your mind, and you're going to live it. Right? Yeah. It says, this is the life you want to live. This is the purpose you want to follow. And these are the benefits that you want to enjoy. It says, a purposeful life is a meaningful life worth living. Most definitely. Right? So I'm hoping that you follow the steps to live your best life by finding out what's going to give you fulfillment, right? Not just happiness, because remember the difference between happiness and fulfillment, and that you don't let the dark things stop you, okay? Those dark places that you may have to go into sometimes, right? And that you take the time to ask yourself the questions, why do you want this certain thing that's going to make you fulfilled, right? And that you define the purpose, and then that you find it, that you look for it, something that comes easy for you maybe, or something that's you always wanted to do since a child, right? Yeah. So I'm hoping all of these good things for you, that you find your purpose and that you fulfill it, and that you live your best life. It's all up to you. When I realized that a few years ago, that everything is up to me, it was like, wow, you know? So there's nothing really stopping me but me, right? And it was like, I can do whatever I want. And yes, you can, right? At whatever age, doesn't matter, right? And once you find that thing that's going to give you meaning, and then you go along and you live your life, sometimes you make a lot of money, sometimes you may not, but it's still fulfilling to you inside, right? So I'm hoping that you do all those things and that it will work well for you, because you're not going to give up. Nobody gives up. That went through all this trouble of finding their purpose, right? You don't want to give up. That's not an option. Never, ever. No. I found that to be true for me. Even as I got older, my children are grown, right? I have the option to just retire, sit back, and do nothing. But I feel that's when you get old and sick and tired. And I'm not there yet. No. I still have goals. I have dreams. I have visions. I want to help others. I want to serve mankind, right? Yeah. So I hope all of that for you, whatever age you are. If you have small children, grown-up children, doesn't matter. Maybe you have grandchildren, right? Look for the best in life and don't give up, okay? So I hope this was helpful. I enjoyed doing it. I learned a few things too. And I'm sorry if I was reading quite a bit, but I wanted to make sure that I said it the right way and that you understood it. So I hope you understood, okay? And if you need to look at the video again, that's cool, okay? Like I said, they're on my, if you go to my bio website, all the links are there. And I hope it's helping you. And I'll be back next week, and I'll be looking for more good content for you that will help you to either heal or just to live your life the best way. Okay? All right. Well, you enjoy your weekend. And you take care of yourself always. Maybe we'll talk about health sometimes, okay? And what's the best way to live in a healthy way? With the proper weight, with the proper food. I went through all of that. Okay? So I hope I can help you with some of that. All right. Well, take care. Thank you for listening. And I'll be back.